Hey, router enthusiast, it's Rick Rosendahl. Today we're going to talk about using the dovetail bit. This is a 1/2 inch 14-degree dovetail bit, and it's probably maybe the second project that you should be working with if you just want to learn how to use the router. It talks about feed speeds and spindle speeds. It talks about finding center. It talks about a lot of things. This is episode 102 that was produced in 1995. Anyways, it has a lot of information on it, and it's a great one. So let's watch a little. I got about 3 minutes that I took out of the show, and I'll show you that. Anybody that's got any comments or wants to talk about routers, put it on the YouTube channel. I'd love to talk to you about routers on the YouTube channel. Anyways, let's watch the video, and we'll talk to you on the other side.
That's the type of thing we're going to make. This is what we call a book stand kind of thing. It's got dovetails in it. One piece slides off here. Any pressure in here locks this down, holds them together. Now, what it consists of is that we've got a lineal dovetail. This lineal dovetail, and I'm going to turn that stick around here a little bit. Maybe you can see the dovetail bit. What we've done is pass a dovetail bit through this piece. We've also done the same in the bottom in here. We've passed a dovetail bit through this piece. We've got a dovetail slot in it. Now, the next thing we've done is make a dovetail pin fit that slot. So that dovetail pin comes down and slides inside of this piece in it. So it'll come in here and slide. If I turn it around here, you'll probably see it a little easier, and I'll bring it right out to the end here, and you see the dovetail pin on the end of this. So we got the dovetail pin inside of it. Well, that's done on a router table with a router and a router bit without any special kind of fixtures. Now, when you put the pieces together, we've got a little round corner. We're going to show you those also. And before I get started, I'd like to take another close look up here if we could. We've got the round over bit has come in, and we'll talk about it a little later. Comes down, takes the edge off. Remember, we didn't run across here because that'll tear it out. So now we'll just set maybe these pieces aside here. And what we'll do is going to run this through with some means. So we need to get a fence. Well, our fence is made out of polyethylene in here, and we've got a flat side. We've taken the guard off so you can see a little better, and if you'd like to, you can put the guard on the back side. The reason we're rolling it over is that when we go by a fence that has a half hole in it, like that, when it goes by, with the rotation of the bit being there, it wants to tuck it inside. So we'll use a flat-sided edge. We need 2 clamps. So we'll get a couple of clamps in here, and we'll put the clamps on the end. Clamp goes up in here in that fashion. And it's kind of nice that it doesn't really matter where you put that fence. It's always straight. We'll talk about that a little bit in it. Height of the bit. Let's set the height of the bit first. That's always a controversial thing, and people like little fine adjustments. Remember, anytime you're cutting dados, rabbets, whatever that happens to be, or dovetails, never exceed half the center of the board. That is, don't go any deeper. If you're in any doubt, it's better to be shallow than too deep. So we'll just set the block up here so we can see it a little bit. We'll drop that cutter in so it's about halfway. Should be good. Now, finding center. My dad always had a theory about finding center of things. He said there was only one center, so all you should do is just take your pencil, look at the piece, drop the center piece in it. Well, that gets to be a little controversial in it. Well, how did you really know? Well, I really didn't know. But what I did is I put a guess mark on it, and here's what you should do. Take that mark that I put in it and put it right over the center of the bit. Most router bits will have a center point in it, as this one does. In case you have a bit that doesn't, just lower your cutter down below the surface of the table, turn the router on, and it'll give you a center automatically. So we'll set that mark right over the center of that bit, and now what we're going to do is put the second clamp on here. Once we get this clamp in place, tighten it down in it, here's what we're going to do. We've had this side against it, and we got the pin in it. To check to see if you're right or not, just reverse the stick and put it on this side. If there's any variation in that, just take your fine adjusting tool. You can't get along on your router table without it, and just tap in or out in here. Don't loosen the clamp because you lose your location. Well, I got pretty close to that one this time. Now we need to cut this.
Yeah, all right. That's the linear dovetail. Little bit of information out of it, but if anybody likes what's going on, give me a like. If you don't like it, well, that's good too. Anyways, we're doing a few of these shows throughout the month here to get some excitement to the streaming service. There's 183 episodes, and there's lots of ways to use the router. So anyways, that's a wrap for today. Let's move on out and get on to the next one.